Yo, what's going on, people? It's me, the Ninja right here. Welcome to an exciting review of One Piece motherfucking greatness, episode 1168. Monkey D. Jesus right here. Can we get much higher? So high. Make sure you rate the video, comment, subscribe, clicking that bell, join the squad, boys. Follow me on social medias, begin behind as well. Also, very quick shout out to the very lovely and beautifully attractive and also hilariously funny Miss Annie Melody. Oh, I just realized. Yeah. Uh, Just there we go. Sorry. Make sure to rate the video. Yeah. Wait, what? Yes. Yeah. So, anyways, emails, but it was down for YouTube. Oh my god. Anyways, YouTube down below. Check her out there for all the fun voice acting stuff, band dubs, covers, collabs, and all that jazz. And maybe one day she will be back in Twitch form, maybe. But I don't know. I really don't know. We'll have to get some future updates on that. But until then, she's been in some kind of like slump for a while. Hopefully that she does, get out of it. And like I said, I'm always here. No matter what, I'll give her all my love and support, like I always do. And mainly my support and love, because I love her that much. But also, yeah, remember, not my arrows, of course, my normal wife for life. You're my second favorite girl I've ever met. Um, and been really precious to me. And I miss our moments where we play games together, share stuff, and watching stuff. Really miss it a lot, and I hope you're thinking about me as well. So, since I am polynumerous, feeling those feelings. And yes, well, Pride Month is now officially over. But still, like I said, I'm pretty sure you kind of know how I feel about it. So, anywho, right. I do have some good news though. So some good news though. One Piece is not going to be going on a 3 month break after all. Apparently, it's just going to go on break just for this week because of something called One Piece heroin, I believe. Yeah, One Piece heroin, and because it was just going to focus mainly on Nami and I think other females as well. I'm not so sure, but anywho's, yeah. So there is now. That's just the reason why that there's no new episode. So don't worry, don't worry. For those who said that like it's gonna be like on a like break for the summertime, it's not. We are gonna begin part two though, which will be the 14th episode of the 26th seasonal anime like schedule. So yeah, so the 14th episode will begin the week it'll continue until after September of this year, and then it's gonna go on a pretty good long while of a break. Possibly probably until like April of next year, because early next year we got the One Piece, obviously, and then of course the live action season 3. So I think once we're all just like dived right into, once we all like absorb that by spring, probably like April, I would say of next year, will be like one of the final choices to actually start premiering the actual season again, and it makes sense because uh, oh, whoops, wow, that was something there. But yeah, so One Piece is gonna be coming back. It is gonna be coming back after that week with the rest of the 13 episodes of the second half of this course. So, anyways, yeah. So That being said, this episode, two important things. One, we have the awesome, incredible power of Shamrock. Now, Shamrock basically also, Shamrock does reveal that yes, he is the twin brother of Shanks, and he's on a whole different pedestal compared to Shanks because while Shanks is a free pirate and gets to do what he wants, Shamrock is basically part of the Celestial Dragon and Holy Knights. So we got to learn more about that. And on top of that, though, on top of that, we do get to see one of a taste of his abilities, and that he's able to summon a underground beast or the Hell beast I should say, the beast of hell itself, Cerberus. Yes, the three-headed dog Cerberus out with, to pretty much puncture Loki while he's tied up in the chain. And while they're just doing their thing, while Shamrock breaking the sweat because the sword is still there in his pocket, is like, all right, Gunko, let's go. We have our main mission to do, and that's the children of Alabama. Why did I say Alabasta? Well, oh, Albeth. And sorry, I do apologize. I had a pretty long weekend for Evo 2026. Evo 2026 has just finally wrapped up, so there's been a lot of fighting game craze during the weekend, which is why again this review is pretty much late because I was getting a little bit just as much as rest. Well, I had to actually go to my actual job unfortunately, and just get enough rest as I can and get all the fighting game systems up out of it, except for Kenshiro because that's the only thing I have to work on, especially for like videos and stuff. Once I'm done with that, then that's probably like, okay, fine, fair enough. I got my fill for a while until like later on. I'll be like, okay, now I'll go back to it. But yeah, yeah. So getting back to the no, that was actually pretty fucking cool. Then on top of that, Luffy asked the other giants are like, yeah, he goes, are you sure it was Shanks that actually attacked um anyways, yeah. Then he's like, wait a minute. What happened with Shanks? Why were you really so sure it's Shanks? And they go, yeah, they're the ones that came into this deep part of the castle. And he's like, wait, what? Shanks? Nah, can't really be him because he wouldn't really do shit like that. He's more of a free guy himself, kind of like yours truly here. Like, yeah. So it's very odd, unless he had a reason for doing it. Then maybe, unless it was some lookalike. He goes, I can't think about it. Maybe he kind of is. And then all of a sudden he goes like, oh, maybe like a brother or something? And he's like, he never talked about much about his family, so there's that. And finally, when it comes to the actual Holy Grail itself, the end of the episode, like this, Right, so now, so yeah, and then finally we have the more the little tells about the different um the the Muriel, I think it's called the Muriel. Oh yeah, and then Frankie of course is still on that tour of the Atom, but I believe, well, if you remember the Muriel, I believe, and it's a book, and it's part of the book. And Chopper couldn't really read it because obviously it's like an ancient text thing, and he can't really read it because good thing Robin was there, and both of them were really adorable in the episode. So basically, yeah. So she's reading it out loud of what it is. Each of them have their own time period of like universes, and it's crazy how like each of these portions of the history have been separated of different types of. Anyway, oh yeah, all right, right. So yeah, so there was that, and that's where the episode ends off. Uh, The lore is definitely the most interesting part, but you know what? Hate to be that guy, but I might just give this one. I'll give it a good. I'll give it a four. Once again, same score. I was gonna be like, oh, should I just give it like a three, like an okay-ish episode? But like, no. This time it is a 4 out of 5 because of the massive lore drop. So yeah, all right, pretty cool. And that's gonna be it for the review. And like I said, we will be back. It's only gonna be 1 week. Don't worry. We are gonna continue the hype train of the second half of this seasonal change with the One Piece anime, and then we gotta wait till next year. My guess is April. I think April seems like the appropriate spot for us to come back to. Kind of like they do like with like My Hero Academia, basically, where it will come like between that time period. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think that's actually a good idea. So that's the way I see it. So yeah. Mm. Anywho, let's see. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts, comments section below of this week's episode of One Piece, episode 1168. See y'all for the next one. So please take care of yourselves, y'all. Stay safe and healthy during very crazy times. Doing wacky and crazy. Have a good night, morning, afternoon, guys. All right. Peace for God. Peace, all love, and grace in the sky. God, and is the limit. And my good fancy support for what you watch. And goodbye. See ya.